Whether you are looking at the gemstone engagement ring or you are almost set on a traditional diamond ring, stay with us for the next 15 minutes and I'll open the whole new world of colors and sparks for you. Romantic Hollywood stories and fashion trend assure us that the ideal option is the diamond engagement ring. However, we live in a times when stereotypes get collapsed and everyone wants to express their individuality. The primary rule here is the actually absence of rule. In case if you and your partner are quite bold and extraordinary people thinking outside of the box, I would suggest consider the gemstone engagement ring. There's a wide variety of gemstones that differ by colors, shade, by clarity, and durability. In terms of durability, we're going to be looking at three parameters. First of all, we're going to be looking at the Mohs scale that show us how hard the stone is, how easy it is to scratch. We're also looking at toughness, how easy it is to break the stone by just hitting it against something. And we are looking at stability as well, how easy it is affected by a chemical that we're using on a daily basis or by the temperature. We selected only the stones which is, in our opinion, are suitable for engagement rings in order to make you more comfortable during the searching process. Also, to make it simple, next to each stone, I would put an approximate cost of 1 carat solitaire engagement ring. That's the most common setting. And I also picked the stones where we have relatively affordable options as well. In order not to make this video like an hour long, I split it in a few parts. In this video, we're going to be talking about blue transparent stones. In the next video, we're going to be talking about the green stones, then the red stones, and so forth. And in the other separate video, I'm going to be talking about non-transparent gemstones, the ones like opal or moonstones and so on. So if you kind of know what you're looking for, you don't have to watch everything, though I would highly recommend to watch all of the videos on gemstone that I'm about to record, because you can find something something extraordinary really for you that you've never seen before. So let's start with the blue stones, with the Sapphire. It's a gem of various shades from the corundum family. There is also fantasy colors like yellow sapphire, orange, green, colorless, pink sapphires in nature. They have the same chemical formula but differ in content slightly, that what it gives different colors. Sapphires, as any gem from the corundum family, are very durable stones. They are a hard 9 on Mohs scale. You can only scratch them with the diamonds. That's usually happen. They are stable and do not change under temperature and not affected by the chemical that we use on a daily basis. It's hard to break it as well, therefore we are not limited in design option, shape of the setting, prongs, and so forth. Cost of the sapphires is the tricky topic, worth separate video. It can cost $500 or $600 per carat for light blue stone with cloudy inclusions, and it can go all the way up to $8,000 per carat for royal blue stone without any inclusions. No visual inclusions. There are also very rare sapphires from Sri Lanka that the same as on Princess Diana engagement ring, and they can go all the way up to $25,000 per carat if you're lucky to find them somewhere on an auction. There are synthetic stones or lab-grown stones as well that is much more affordable. They are identical in chemical composition to the natural sapphire. There is no visual or chemical differences in them. The thing that you have to be aware that there's tons of imitations on the market as well. We do not work with them, even the profit is much higher, but I believe reputation is much more valuable. You can find them on Etsy though. But what if you like the color of the sapphire, the way it looks, the way it sparks, and at the same time you don't want to get the lab stone? Well, you better look at the second option that we picked for you. Spinel. This is natural spinel. This is one of my favorite stones. Natural spinel can go in a variety of colors, blue, yellow, red, rose, and so forth. There is no way you can tell the difference between it and the sapphire unless you are a trained gemologist. It is incredibly beautiful stone that happened to go out of fashion sometime in the past. Fun fact that it's still the center stone of the British crown since the times when it was the largest empire in the world. And as you can imagine, there is no budget when it comes to making a crown for the king, and they did use the best of the best available. For example, this specific ring that I'm holding in my hands is 14 karat white gold with a 2-side moissanite, and 2-carat center stone spinel cost $1,350 for the whole ring, not just for the stone itself, for the whole thing. I have a review on this ring on my channel and I'll link it below. As you can imagine, natural sapphire would cost way more, and imitation simply won't last as long and not going to spark. Spinel is, in this case, one of the best options if you like the deep blue color. But what if you like light blue color, the color of tropical ocean? In this case, I suggest to look at the next stone. Next one, aquamarine. It's the solid mineral with a glass sheen that belongs to the beryl family. Remember, this name, we'll come back to it in many times in this series. The color palette is from deep blue to almost transparent pale turquoise. Usually it's this color, which is caused by impurities of iron. It has an amazing history, actually. During the ancient civilization of Sumerian, which existed until 2000 BC, the beautiful greenish blue stones symbolize longevity, happiness, and youth. In Rome, aquamarine personified sincere love and devotion. It was the most common stone in a love ring, the equivalent of today's engagement ring. Aquamarine was used by the ancient sailors of Rome and Greece, who believed that the stone was the gift from Poseidon. Aquamarine is a pretty durable stone. It has 7 points on the Mohs scale and pretty scratch resistant, but it's less stable than the sapphire, for example. Meaning you don't want to heat it more than 200 degrees. It would change the color probably. It's pretty hard to do that in real life. Theoretically, though, you can do that by leaving it by the pool somewhere in Palm Springs, where the temperature can get all the way up to 130 degrees in the summertime. Again, Roman sailors loved it and crossed the ocean with it, and I think it should survive your trip to the grocery store or something like that. The largest aquamarine deposits are in Brazil, and the best stones we get in from there. It's also mined in Madagascar and Russia. Very important thing, there's tons of fake stones out there, like a lot. Even though we buy our stones from the same supplier all the time, our gemologists check each and every stone, and we attach the certificate to this stone. Do not buy aquamarine without a gemologist report. I'm not talking about the expensive GIA report. It wouldn't make really sense to spend $300 to do that. Just a regular conclusion, opinion from the certified gemologist that it is what it is. If your seller could not provide the certificate, there is probably a reason for that. I would avoid buying this stone. And the next one, Tanzanite, a relatively new stone discovered only in 1969 in Tanzania by the gemologist who specifically was looking for sapphire, and later promoted by Tiffany. That's why it got so expensive so quickly. The color of the Tanzanite varies from the sapphire blue to deep purple. In addition, the stone has pleochroism effect and change color depending on the light and even the viewing angle. And if Alexandrite can change 2 colors, Tanzanite can change up to 3 colors. Tanzanite is less durable than the sapphire. It's 6 or 7 on Mohs scale, but more importantly, it has poor toughness. meaning it's relatively hard to scratch, but it's not hard to break it. It doesn't mean that you should exclude it from your option. It means that you have to be honest with yourself and see if it's suitable for your lifestyle and purposes. You should also avoid making a small prongs on your setting as well. I personally always highly recommend to do the basal prongs for that. It's mined only in one place in the world, in Tanzania, next to the mountains Kilimanjaro. So if you somehow relate it to that, that would be absolutely a great option. Alexandrite. Alexandrite is named after the Russian emperor, the Alexander II. For the first time, the stone was found in Urals in 1833 and presented to the future Russian emperor on the day of his coronation. Alexandrite is known for the strong pleochroism, ability to change colors from the blue-green in the daylight to the red-violet and raspberry in artificial light. Pleochroism translated from the Greek as in changing colors. This effect, often called the Alexandrite effect. This gem is extremely rare in nature. Alexandrite were mined only in Urals, Russia until the end of the 20th century, but now this deposit is depleted. Currently, Alexandrite are found in Brazil, Sri Lanka, and Tanzania, and I think Madagascar as well. Natural Alexandrite are usually very small, from 1 to 3 carats, and the price tag can go all the way to $20,000–$25,000 per carat. So we are not really talking about the natural stone here. The reason why I include it in this list is because there is a very good lab Alexandrites on the market that have the same toughness and scratch resistant and have the same ability to change colors. It is one of the best options for the engagement ring, in my opinion. Alexandrite is worth its separate video, and if you show enough interest to this video, to this series, I'll do just that. Even if you don't, I'll do this anyway because it's such an incredible stone with such an incredible optical effect. That was my choice of the blue transparent gemstones that's suitable for the engagement ring, that again scratch resistant, that tough enough for us for our purposes. In the next video, we're going to be talking about the green gemstones. Please like this video and subscribe. It took a while to make this selection, and I'll see you in the next video.